Hi guys, welcome again to Teen Mums. I'm Pauline Morris. I'm a life and mindfulness coach, and I come to you from Olive's Heart, Mind, and Moxie, where I help people find their life's abundance by harnessing the power of the energy of their heart, mind, and moxie. But today, I'm wearing my Teen Mum hat, and for those of you who've met me already, and if you haven't met me already, I was a Teen Mum. I had my daughter when I was 17. And as I journeyed through life, I've reached a point, which is now, where I sort of thought, you know what? There are a lot of girls, ladies, young ladies going through this right now. And I think it's time that as a community, we talk about it and we tell our stories and help people. And what's really, really heartwarming for me, which is something that's happened organically, is all these beautiful ladies out there have raised their hands and said, hey, I was a Teen Mum. I want to help. I want to be a mentor. I'm willing to tell my story and help someone else. So it's not about me as usual. I've gotten another amazing Teen Mum here with me, and it is Miss Tabitha. I'm not going to steal her thunder. I'll let her tell you her story, where she was, where she is now, and where she's gonna be. Hi, Miss Tabitha.
Hi. Thanks for inviting me to be a part of this and to share my crazy life story. As I'm sure you know, it has not been always easy, but I guess I can just kind of start from the beginning. It's definitely been a roller coaster ride, I should say, but I found out that I was going to be a mom when I turned 16, just shy of my 17th birthday, actually. So I literally spent the entire senior year pregnant. That was not fun. As I'm sure a lot of people can relate to, the name calling, everybody's like, oh, you're going to fail, blah, blah, blah. All the negativity that is around it. And you kind of just get put into your own little shell or whatever. I was thankful though that I was not the only one in my class. But I will say that I was determined to not drop out of high school. My goal, even more so, was to graduate high school. Like before it was like, whatever, yeah, I'll graduate, but no big deal. But this time I was like, I'm going to, make it a point to graduate high school, just so I knew that would open doors eventually, somehow, some way, easier to get a job, that kind of situation. So I did. He was 2 months old when I graduated high school, and to this day is probably still what I would consider one of my most proudest moments. So that was fun getting him all dressed up for that, but it was still a challenge, getting the school to work with you and not making you want to, go to an alternative school. And again, the big thing is all the people that just, walk by and call names and that kind of thing. And it's like, you already feel like a failure or whatever. Especially because, if you're not in a relationship with somebody, then rumors go around, and, everybody was like, oh, she doesn't know who the dad is. And then the dad was denying it. And then, the whole paternity thing came out. And I'm like, I told you. But that's a whole nother ball game. But it's definitely mindset, or, it hurts your mindset in the long run, I think. I am definitely thankful that my mother was supportive through all of this. I don't know where I would be without that, that's for sure. But anyways, I definitely think though that being a teen mom kind of put a damper on my decision making and my life in general, because although my mother was super supportive, she also held it over my head. Whereas if I didn't do XYZ the right way, then she was going to take my son away, blah, blah, blah. So that was definitely a challenge, and something that I feel like I've carried on even, now is like, making a decision. I want somebody to make that for me and tell me what it is I need to do. But I did after graduating high school, you know, we all try to figure out what it is that we want to be, what do we want to, you know, do with the rest of our lives. And while I wanted to, you know, go away and live the college life and whatnot, obviously that was not possible anymore. So I was determined to at least go to college locally. But I could not figure out for the life of me what I wanted to do. So instead of actually graduating from high school and getting a degree or anything, I decided to waste all my time and energy on changing my major 100 times, between nursing, teaching, early childhood education, computer science, business management. 5 times I've changed and I think I'm gone to like 4 or 5 different colleges around here. And then throughout all of that, you know, I also got married for the first time really, really young, because I think as a teen mom, we all, especially when you're a single teen mom, you try to find, I guess, a partner, somebody that's going to, you know, help you raise the kid. And that's kind of where I went. I, you know, found somebody that, you know, accepted my child as his own, even though he wasn't. And then, you know, my son bio dad had nothing to do with him. So I let the image of, you know, the perfect life, some, you know, he's going to be a dad, and, or my son will have a dad, kind of get in the way of, am I really marrying this guy for the right reasons kind of situation. But we did get married at night. I was 19 and I had my daughter at 20. And then he did adopt my son. But nonetheless, our marriage did not work. A year and a half later, I found myself being a single mom now of 2 kids. But throughout that, I realized, one, that I am not a very good stay-at-home mom. And I still did not know what I wanted to do with my life, because now I'm, you know, have 2 kids to take care of and no longer have a husband that pays all the bills. But so I thought about going back to school. I did that, and I was going to go for nursing, and was able, you know, to get my own place, and, you know, things were looking up, whatever. And then I found a job where I worked on the weekends at a Mexican restaurant, and I went to school during the week while the kids were in school, and so life was okay. But now I'm just trying not to go on a tangent and stick with this story, but I mean, it could go on forever, but sorry, what?
It's your story. You tell it how you want.
Right. No, it's such an, like I said, an uphill battle. It's like, things are great. I'm going to school and kids are taken care of. You know, I have a weekend job that's paying all my bills. And then I ended up getting in another relationship that was not quite the greatest. But so that didn't last very long. He ended up having like major anger issues and whatnot. But where was I going? We ended up being able to get a house where I'm at now. And, you know, school, I was going to school and still working. And then he decided to leave one day, so whatever. And then I found myself in another relationship and ended up pregnant with my 3rd child. And that was super rocky, because I feel like and I don't know if this necessarily relates to being a teen mom or not, but it's like I always found that I seem to attract people that need help and need to be fixed. So I always wanted to fix people. So I always attracted these guys that, you know, had no, not, I guess not all of them, but like no ambition, no goals, no nothing. So I was in a relationship with my 3rd child dad, and he never wanted to get a job, and he never, you know, had any ambition to do anything. So I actually found out that I was pregnant after he had already moved out. So that was kind of life shattering, I guess, and another, aside from being a teen mom. But So from there, I decided that I wanted to work from home because I could not afford childcare. So I just started looking online for how I could work from home, whether that's with the company or whatever. I just started Googling things on how to work from home without doing direct sales because I knew that I did not want to do that. So in order for, but anyways, I found a site, which is now Upwork, and that's where I found, basically it was a data entry job, but it was 40 hours a week, and I was able to work from home, with the baby and everything. And on that site, they have multiple job listings if you're not familiar with it, ranging from, web design, virtual assistants, business, anything. So I learned about being a virtual assistant, and although I only had like waitressing experience, I played around with web design and that kind of thing as a kid. So I kind of took a leap and started applying for these simple virtual assistant positions on Upwork, which was Odesk back in the day. And it just basically acts like a middleman. So people post the jobs that they want, and then you apply, and then they, give the money to Odesk, and then Odesk pays you. So it's like a safe and secure thing. But anyways, I had met a woman who was an online business manager who started out as a virtual assistant, and she kind of became my mentor, I should say, and gave me the know-how, or the whatever you want to call it, the courage to get rid of Odesk or Upwork and really just branch out and start my own virtual assistant business. So this was like 2013. I decided that, okay, I can do this. I don't need Odesk, Upwork, whatever. So I did. I went out and I started my own virtual assistant company, and I did okay. It was a seriously part-time job, but by this time I was back in a relationship with the anger management guy, and
right.
ended up getting married to him. So here I got married the second time. And honestly, things were good. He knew that he had issues, worked on them, whatever. And you know how they always say, if you let them go and they come back, it's meant to be. That was kind of like what our thing was. So it was,
I heard
great.
That story before too.
So here, I was married again. I was working from home, super part-time. I guess I never really looked at it as being successful, or that I could really make it full-time. Or maybe I didn't want to. I don't know what was holding me back exactly, but I definitely think that it's a mindset issue. And I was able to work from home, so that was nice. I didn't have to ever pay for childcare. But then, for numerous reasons, our marriage did not work out. So I, again, found myself now a single mom, 3 kids, and realized that, working from home part-time was just not going to work. Like, I had no health benefits, no, nothing. And I didn't make enough to support myself nonetheless. So I ended up quitting my business and getting a full-time job doing the same thing, essentially, but for an actual company. I'm going to grab him.
No problem. This is about being a mom.
Yeah. So I quit my business, got a full-time job doing marketing and sales, which is a lot of the stuff that I was already doing as a virtual assistant, and was able to, support myself. And then while working there, that's when I realized the things that I was doing wrong with being in relationships, and a lot of mindset issues as far as my own virtual assistant business. So working there actually really helped with my confidence and stuff. And So then I was like, I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna work here forever. This job is great. All my bills were paid. I didn't need any, government assistance, nothing. And then I ended up meeting a guy, and I know it seems like it's all about relationships, but once I stopped looking and trying to fix people and really just was in a better mindset, financially, professionally, you were silly. Then things started, coming my way, and I was attracting better things. So I ended up meeting this guy, and he was different from anybody that I had ever, dated or married or whatever. But aside from that going really well, I went to work one day and my position was terminated, and they wouldn't tell me why. And they gave me 30 minutes to leave the building. So,
oh wow, that must have been really
it was so random because literally this job was awesome and I was awesome at it, and they told me that daily. and literally 2 weeks prior to that, I had gotten a raise, and Friday they were telling me, how much they appreciate everything that I do, and how everything is going great. And then I come to work Monday and they're kicking me out. So I don't know what happened.
We can do this in 2 parts, It's okay.
He's okay. He just wants to be held, but then he doesn't want to hold still.
Okay.
So out of nowhere, I was again jobless. What's your problem? Is she not talking to you?
Hey.
No, you can't touch. She said hi. You're interrupting. You're not being very nice. So with everything else aside from work, things were still going well. And so then my boyfriend at the time, he was like, well, why don't you just start another business doing what you did before? And he was super supportive. And I was like, afraid, because I was like, well, I'll probably just, fail, or I won't be successful or whatever. But all along I was, successful, whether it was just part-time or not, I was still successful at it. But I never looked at it that way because I never made, 10K months or, whatever, that everybody's always throwing in your face. So it never really truly felt like I had reached success, even though I was still able to work from home. I had the freedom and flexibility and all the things that, success means to me. So I was like, I have nothing to lose right now. Like, so why not? So I thought about all the things that I did before, what I didn't enjoy and what I would do differently, and decided to focus really on web design and branding. So this was in 2018. I basically just restarted everything, a new business name, new services and whatnot. And it went really, really well. And then I've been doing pretty much that ever since. So to today, April of this year will be 3 years, right? And I really think that I don't really want to say being a teen mom is what got me here, but I definitely think that being a teen mom is what kept me from not quitting on everything, even though I've given up and tried again. I just keep trying. But I definitely think, that things are possible, and you can, achieve anything, with or without a baby. And so we just had him last year, and now I am actually getting ready to get married for the 3rd time in March of this year. So that's exciting. And this is actually the first time that I don't want to say super excited about it, but I mean I am, but like it's different this time. I think when you have a different, you know, mindset and outlook on things, everything's just kind of different. So not only has my relationships been different, business has been different, and you know, you just kind of learn and grow as you go. But ultimately, I don't think being a teen mom necessarily ruins your life as much as people say that it will, unless you let it, nonetheless. So even though this has been a roller coaster ride, and you know, some contributes to being a teen mom, some does not, but I just want to help, you know, other teen moms know that it is, even though the struggle is there, it is still possible to, you know, create your own success, no matter if that's through school or starting your own business or, you know, whatever. But it all just starts with mindset, really, and it's an ongoing thing for sure.
Thank you so
So anyway,
much.
that was my life in a nutshell.
Thank you so much for telling us your story. Well, you know, the first thing I have to say is congratulations on your wedding in March. I hope things settle down enough that you can, you know, have the wedding that you actually want, because, you know, we are living through a COVID pandemic and that has just changed everything.
Right. Well, lucky for us, we're just going to Vegas, the two of us, and we're having Elvis marry us. So we're just hoping.
Brilliant.
So we're just hoping that more things are open than they are shut down.
Yeah.
And as of right now, they are. So, or things are open, so it's not like a huge problem.
Okay.
So we're pretty excited for that.
Thank you. And I mean, the first part of your story, I can tell, you know, it was a really tough time for you. And I really appreciate you sharing all of that with me and with whoever is going to be watching this, and appreciating you for sharing that with us, sharing your journey with us, because I think it's fantastic how you've been able to cope with all of these ups and downs in your life, and no matter what, you just kept moving forward, you know, steps back, move forward, you know, go down, go up again. It's brilliant listening to your story. And I really want to hone in on that bit where you said, you know, when it's all about mindset, and when I changed my mindset about, you know, how I saw myself and what I wanted out of life, everything else changed for me, even right down to attracting the right person in my life. That is a very powerful statement. And I think a lot of people don't really recognize and realize that that is really such a huge part of it. And as you know, my coaching is a heart, mind, and moxie, and the mindset part of it is so, that's the strategy that goes along with the heart and the moxie. You know, having that mindset that I will succeed, I will be who I want to be, I will have what I want to have, you know, and it changes everything. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it. And
yeah, I found that was probably, you know, in all areas of my life a struggle, you know, was, you know, comparing myself to other people. And like I had said, you know, when I started my virtual assistant business, and I never, you know, made a full-time living or whatever, you know, full-time wages, meant that I wasn't successful. But I think that if I would have actually looked at it as, you know, I'm making part-time, I'm doing something right, I'm being successful as what success means to me, you know, because to me, that's, I don't need or want to make 10K a month. But when you see that all the time, then it's like, what am I doing wrong? Why do I not want that? Like, obviously I'm not successful because I'm not making that much money. But if I only need to make 1K, 2K, whatever it is, or if I just want to make whatever, and I just want the freedom and flexibility to work around my kids and not miss sick days and that kind of thing, and I'm doing that, then I'm successful. Like,
that is fantastic.
Definitely stop comparing your success with other people's and whatnot, and don't let everybody else get in your head, because that's where you struggle the most.
Yeah.
So I definitely look at everything differently now.
That's another powerful statement right there. You know, you don't need to compare yourself to everybody else. My success is not your success, and I'm happy with my measurement of success. And I have to admit that is something that I really struggled with myself, and it took me the better part of my adulthood to reach that epiphany. Your success is your success. You know, you define it, and you can't let somebody else define it for you. Thank you so much for that. True words of wisdom. And thank you so much for keeping us company, even with your little man there on your lap. I really appreciate it.
It definitely makes things difficult. So, goodbye.
So tell us a little bit. So before we knock off, tell us a little bit about your business. You know, if the people who are listening to this, if they want to find you, if they want your web design services, how do they find you and get a hold of you?
Sure. So now I really just do what I love to do, and that is helping women create a solid, consistent, cohesive online presence. Because we all know, you know, first impressions are huge, especially in the online world. So I truly enjoy creating, you know, professional websites for service-based businesses, along with creating a cohesive brand identity to go along with that. And my business is Vivid Pixel Studio, and you can find me at www.vividpixelstudio.co, not com, just co.
Okay.
And yeah, and I offer designer day intensives, which also is something that really aligned with me, because I really love getting things done and providing results fast. So with the designer day intensive, you get same day results with a simple website, or we could do a brand identity. So we just basically, you get me focusing on your business for the entire day to hash out your design needs. So it's a lot of fun, and because I was never a fan of the long, drawn out projects. So not only do I get to do the things that I really like to do, you know, being creative and bringing people visions to life, I get to do it in a simple and stress-free way, and they get same day results. So check out my website. I'm sure we'll put it in the link somewhere.
Yeah.
And you can learn more.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's so heartwarming to hear the language you use and the words you use when you say things. I love doing this, and I love helping women to, you know, have their vision come to life. It's a really wonderful language to hear. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So we're gonna let you go off and take care of your little man. But before you go, I just want to say thank you so much. I had one of those days at work where time just ran with me, and you were so kind to agree to reschedule this so that we could get that message out there. So thank you very much, Tabitha. And
thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so we're gonna say bye-bye to Tabitha just for now. And remember where to find us when you meet that young lady who needs a bit of help and direction and mentorship. We're StarTeenMums on Facebook. You can also find it through me on my Facebook page, Olive's Heart, Mind, and Moxie. You know, my vision for this is one day we're going to be all throughout the world. We're going to be helping ladies all around the world to find their heart, mind, and moxie, and, you know, just reach the pinnacles of their success, not anybody else's, stealing Tabitha's words. And it will be really great to have you guys out there sharing the message with us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And we're getting on into 2021 now. So I'll see you later with our next StarTeenMum. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.